You are now live. Yeah, it's Lock West in the morning. Dash Radio, the spin room. You know what it is. Okay.
What it do, party peoples? We back at it again on this Monday, man. Hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. You got the spin room crew in the building. I'll be your man, Bigg Pwee. That's your girlfriend's favorite DJ, DJ Ron C, K Stephanie, J Tasha, and my right hand, my ride or die, Big Lez in the building. Greetings, ladies and gents. How's everybody?
Yeah.
Good.
All right. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Everybody chill. I know it's been hot. You know what I'm saying? Hope everybody been staying cool. You know what I'm saying? Before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do each and every show. Right down below, please subscribe. Click on that subscription button. And also, right after you do that, click on the bell because we post a new video every single day, Monday through Friday. You get something from the Spin Room crew, man. So make sure you click on the bell so that you can get the notifications. If you also want to sponsor or sponsor the Spin Room or, you know, rock with us, please send us an email at thespinroom@gmail.com, okay? thespinroom@gmail.com. That's THASPINROOM@gmail.com. We're on also all podcast platforms, Google, Spotify, Apple, and Anchor. So please subscribe and follow us on that also right there, man. Y'all ready? Let's get this Monday started off with Big Lez, her Entertainment Report. Liz, take it away.
Let's get into it. Shout out to Lizzo. I don't know if you guys have seen the cover of Vogue magazine, but she looks glorious and gorgeous in all of her thickness and lusciousness.
Come on, man. Love me some Lizzo. Yes, Lizzo.
Absolutely.
Get
Thick
it.
lives save lives. You know how it is. But she's all about the positivity movement, the body positivity movement. And she said that it's been made acceptable and is no longer benefiting the people who have created it. So she just says she wants to normalize her body, that being fat is normal. What do you guys think about that? Because there's a difference between being fat and being healthy and a larger size. So let's go to the women, actually. Karen, what's your thoughts?
I mean, as long as I feel like a lot of women, some women are ashamed of, you know, being, you know, voluptuous and whatnot. But I think what she's doing is great because a lot of, you know, people don't agree with some of her wardrobe. I personally love it. You know, I have family that are healthy, but they've always been, you know, and, you know, they've always embraced their beauty when it comes to just being who they are. And, you know, I see nothing wrong with it when it comes to Lizzo. I mean, I love what she does all the time. So.
Ron, do you find yourself judging women, whether they're celebrities or not, of a larger stature, or you know what I'm saying, and consider them to be unhealthy? We all know Pee Wee has a crush on Lizzo, so we're not even gonna talk to him.
Okay, all right. I had a discussion.
Hold up. Say something slick about my girl Lizzo. I'm gonna throat punch you. Now go ahead.
Look, man. Okay. Let me just say this. I'm not bashing, and I'm not saying that I don't think big women are attractive. I do. And I think Lizzo is pretty in the face. But I had this discussion before, and it's just my preference, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna say it again. I don't think fat is considered sexy. So when you see Lizzo and she has the outfit on with nothing showing, I'm not saying to myself, oh, she's sexy. That's not sexy. I got a gut. I'm not walking around with my shirt off talking about I'm sexy. You know what I mean? So fat to me, you can't put those two together to me. If you fat, you fat. If you can't be sexy and fat. You can't do both.
How is it that you can't be sexy and fat?
No, it's just not.
Right. First of all, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So
Listen,
however she feels, if
Yeah.
that's how she feels sexy, let her sexy be her sexy.
Okay. We're going back to the thing. I'm not saying that she's not pretty. I'm not saying I wouldn't date her. I'm just saying when it comes to me, my preference, you look at a woman that big with some sexy lingerie on, that's not sexy. It's fat. And it's okay, you know. I'm not going there. It's not just to me. I'm just telling you how I feel about it.
That's your personal. I got you, Ron. That's your personal. Okay.
That's as long as she, you know, embraces herself, her self-esteem is up, and she keeps herself healthy, and the doctor says her blood pressure, her cholesterol are all in control, and then it is what it is, and there's somebody for everybody out there. Well, I definitely want to move on to our girl, Chrissy Teigen, and it's with a very, very heavy heart that I do this report. We all know that she is very social, very personable, her and John Legend, about all the things that go on in their home. And she has been very public in sharing all of her pregnancy experiences with us. And she has been hospitalized for a very long time. First, she started on bed rest, and then there was heavy bleeding. And if you haven't heard, she has lost the life of her unborn child. Her and John Legend were in the hospital, and it just seems that the bleeding would not stop. So she said this online: "We are shocked and in the kind of deep pain you only hear about, the kind of pain we've never felt before. We were never able to stop the bleeding and give our baby the fluids he needed. Despite bags and bags of bloods, transfusions, it just wasn't enough. We never decide on our baby's names until the last possible moment after they're born, just before we leave the hospital. But we, for some reason, had started to call this little guy in my belly Jack, so he will always be Jack to us. Jack worked so hard to be part of our little family, and he will be forever. To our Jack, I'm so sorry that the first few moments of your life were met with so many complications that we couldn't give you the home you needed to survive. We will always love you." This is heart-wrenching. This would have been child number 3. And what people don't know, that here in the United States, over 700 women a year die of complications related to pregnancy. 2/3 of those end up in deaths that are preventable, but in this case, the placenta was very, very weak, which forced her to really go on bed rest. So again, our condolences to John Legend, to Chrissy Teigen, to their family. And, whether they try again or not, let's just hope that she heals on the inside and on the out.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. The spin room's just sends nothing but love and prayers to you guys.
So with all that's going on in this political climate, Dwayne The Rock Johnson has decided to endorse former Vice President Joe Biden, of course, Senator Kamala Harris, making it the first time ever publicly that he has really thrown his weight behind a political candidate. So he says, quote, "I'm going to be pushing the political conversation just a little bit more." And he said, "Look, I've got friends in all parties, but the one thing that we can always agree on is the conversation and the dialogue, and where that conversation lands is always the most critical part." Now that he has come out and said this on social media, the fans, of course, have criticized him. Some have denounced him. They've left him a whole lot of hate messages on his social media. Mark Levin, who is a lawyer and a radio show host, slammed Dwayne The Rock Johnson, calling him a self-righteous egomaniac. And then we also have had Thanos actor Josh Brolin, who got up and supported The Rock and posted a video on social media simply saying, in part of a 10-minute rant, that when people appreciate diversity, that's America. So, Jay Tosh, what are your thoughts about The Rock coming up, speaking up about his political stance?
I feel like he has a bigger agenda behind it. I feel like he probably wants to get into politics himself, and he's just positioning himself kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger, how he went from acting and then, became the governor of California. I feel like Dwayne, he's on his way, probably doing that same type of shift and move.
Now, it's funny because he did say at some point that, he wanted to be the president of the United States. So I kind of agree with Jay Tasha on that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I do have a problem with, though, you guys, is, and I was holding this discussion the other day with somebody, and I said, this is what really bothers me, that The Rock comes out and says, this is who, I want to endorse. Now, these same people that you were saying, Les, that was bashing him and saying all these bad things, I bet before he said this, they were all on his team. They were praising him. He was a good person and all this other stuff. Now, the fact that I don't agree with you and you voting for Trump, we're not bashing you and we're not tweeting out and doing, all this stuff towards you because that's who you want to vote on. I said, this is the problem, that people take it a little bit too far. If that's my opinion and that's who I want to, then let that be. Who you want, let that be.
This climate of politics has been really intense, right? They always say the two things you don't want to talk about are religion and politics, but a lot of friendships are going their separate ways because of people's stances. Even myself, and I have a ton of white friends that I consider to be family, more so than my actual family, who have either been really sympathetic to asking me about racism and what it looks like and what it feels like, because I've never had those discussions with them, or asking me, so why do you think Donald Trump is racist. And I'm like, is that a real question? You know, and at that point, and even some of my Latino friends who I'm trying to understand that Black and brown, really, when the political and the democratic decision comes, that a Black and a brown person decide to be a Republican, when you know that that system or that party is against you. Now, granted, everybody's entitled to whatever, but I always try and understand that conversation too. And somebody that I've known since childhood, my Puerto Rican friend, is like bashing the AOC, bashing Kamala. He's so Trump, and I'm just going to myself, don't you understand that you look like me? That we look the same complexion? That the KKK, the Proud Boys, whoever will see you on the street, and regardless of who your vote is for, they will shoot you because of the color of your skin. As trivial and simple as that. But
Absolutely.
But that's what it is in America, right? That you have choice as an option.
Right. And then, you know, and you, when you get into the First Amendment, you know what I'm saying? I have the right to protest and do this, that, and the other. These are my rights. But when it doesn't align with you, it's not a right anymore. You're wrong. You can't be doing this and this, that, and the other. And then people try to twist it in their own kind of weird way. And it's kind of like, nah, like Rock, he is aligned with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But you can't just go around and just bashing people because, you know, that's who they want, you know? And again, AOC, you know why they don't like AOC. Because she's spitting truth, and they don't want the good old boys don't want her telling the people what's really going on.
Yep.
She's telling folks what they're doing.
She's coming with facts. She's
right.
Everyone. We know it, we've seen it, and it is what it is. Let's just make sure we remind everybody, go to vote.org, make sure you are registered, make sure that you vote, choose the lesser of two evils. Don't sit at home with your hands folded because you hate both of them. Let's go ahead and make a clear decision November 3rd.
November 3rd.
Absolutely. And again, for those who are looking at celebrities in politics, this won't be the first time. From Ronald Reagan to Jesse Ventura to, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's going to happen as long as they've, you know, got the history, and Kanye stays at home and away from the polls. Like trying to have that conversation. But all right, let's move on back to sports a little bit, but entertainment always. Jay-Z is naming the first Black executive producer of the Super Bowl halftime. Rock Nation made the announcement. Jesse Collins is going to serve as the executive producer. This will be the first time that an African American is going to hold that position in NFL history. Now, we all know Jesse Collins. Pee Wee and I actually have a special relationship with Jesse because he's worked at our radio station before in the past. I don't think Jesse remembers who I am, conveniently. I don't know about you, Pee Wee, but
actually, I talked to
Jesse as well.
I talked to him not too long ago, about a month or so ago. It was a quick conversation, wasn't nothing long, but yeah, I mean, he was a hell of a talent, man, and you know, to see him pivot, and he's always, the crazy thing is, even back then, he always wanted to be an actor. And crazy thing is, instead of being an actor, he is now like producing stuff. Like
he's killing it. BET Hip Hop Awards, Soul Train Awards. He's nominated for an Emmy for his work during the 2020 Grammy Awards. He's probably done the best virtual BET Awards just this past year. He did that CBS special with John Lewis celebrating a hero. He's innovative, he's creative, and really congratulations to him, because I think he's going to bring a vision to the Super Bowl in a way that we haven't seen before. So congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations, Jess.
Absolutely. So we've got some more COVID babies being born. Congratulations to our guy, Usher. He is officially a dad of 3. The baby came last Wednesday. Now he's 41 years old. And he shared the beautiful picture of baby's fingers on his hands.
Yeah.
This is his girlfriend, Jen. Forgive me for butchering her last name. Goechiea. Forgive me. And they have a baby girl. I love her name, Sovereign Bo Raymond. That's her name.
That's a beautiful name.
Absolutely, absolutely. So congratulations to them. And of course, we got to say now, Kevin Hart is officially party of 6 with his wife and Nico. They also welcome a little girl. Congratulations to them. Kevin and Nico definitely have 2 kids of their own. He's got Kenjo, who's 2.5, Hendrix at 12, sister Heaven, who's 15, and now they have this beautiful baby girl, Kaori, my heart. So congratulations to them.
You say Kaori?
Kaori.
Wow. Isn't that Jeezy's girlfriend?
Kaori. Kaori. Sounds Hawaiian almost, really.
Yeah. No, I don't think so, Jay Tasha. I don't think that's her name.
It's something similar.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's
congratulations.
a dope name. And I love the middle name too.
Yeah, especially having a healthy baby during this pandemic. So I can't even imagine what that must be like.
Man, it's got to be like a crew. You know what I'm saying? When they get older, like all these COVID babies, they get together and be like a crew. Like, we the COVID babies.
It's 2020 COVID style.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Well, Dave Chappelle, as you know, he's been doing his summer camp, really, really huge. It was like an intimate, socially distanced affair. Everybody hardcore getting tested like within 2 days, within 3 days. Again, just like the NBA, not really supposed to leave the camp. And he's had huge people like Sarah Silverman, David Letterman, Tiffany Haddish, all up in there. But he's had to cancel the remaining shows because one person has turned up positive with COVID. And so they're not playing any games. They're shutting it down. And it's a wrap. So congratulations on what he was trying to do, bringing humor and light in the midst of this madness. But whoever that one person is who stepped outside.
Yeah.
You know?
All bad. Come on.
Yeah. So NBA YoungBoy, oh man, he was released by the police. They have revealed photos of guns and cash that was seized. This was just last week. He was arrested along with 15 others out there in Baton Rouge on some drug charges. Now, according to arrest records, they said that they were called to an abandoned property in response to reports of a large group brandishing firearms, filming a music video, you know, all of that stuff. And they say there were 2 street gangs that were there, never broke again, and Bottom Boy guerrillas that were identified also. And the lawyer's saying, you know, listen, he'd been carrying more than $47,000 in cash at the time. There was an AK-47. There was drugs like marijuana, hydrocodone, Xanax, and all this other stuff, digital scales, handguns, like a whole bunch. And but the lawyer's like, they released him. You guys can't prove anything. And they're going to still, you know, they have their Second Amendment right in the United States, where they say that the black guys that were all there, the 15 to 20 black men, were searched based on, you know, a tip that they heard. So we're going to see how this plays out. I just keep saying to all these kids and even some adults, when you get your money, now that you up and everything's popping and the videos are on, you have a target on your back. Keep your ass at home, man. Listen, this is the elevation you've been looking for, the dreams you've been trying to make. Like, stop doing it to yourself.
But you know they can't, Les. I mean, it's in them. You know, to keep, some of them come from the bottom and they finally get some money and it's kind of like, I'm hanging out with my boys and I'm gonna show out. And, you know, they can't. I mean, it takes them a minute to be in this industry to really find out, like, okay, yeah, like you said, you got a target on your back. It takes, so maybe at this point now with NBA YoungBoy going through this, maybe he may pivot. I hope he does.
We're going to send some well wishes to Consequence, the rapper. He was doing a listening party on Zoom for his upcoming album called, or his upcoming EP called Things Are Different Now, and admitted to everybody that he has been diagnosed with autoimmune disorder, lupus. Now, lupus, as you know, is like a autoimmune disease that when your body's immune system attacks your own tissues and organs and stuff and causes like a whole bunch of inflammation in your joints, your skin, your kidneys, your blood cells, brain, heart, and so forth. And he was already a type 2 diabetic, and now he's having these problems. And this is also something similar to what Jay Dilla had prior to his death with his battle. So we're just going to send a prayer that he gets stronger and that he can, you know, fight through all of this.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Moonlight director Barry Jenkins is going to lead the Lion King sequel for Disney.
Okay, so I'm going to let you finish, Les. Maybe you're going to answer my question anyway. Go ahead.
I hope I do. Walt Studios have announced that this Oscar-winning director, Barry Jenkins, is going to head the sequel of The Lion King. So we all know that he won the Academy Award for Best Picture for Moonlight, and that film grossed $1.6 billion around the globe. So as of writing, there is not a release of the production date just yet, but the film is believed to really going to explore the characters in the series, which will include a Mufasa origin story. So
okay,
and then bring it forward.
But I thought that, isn't that a prequel?
Yeah, that's considered a prequel. They haven't officially called it that. So, you know, it may not be the whole story. It may just be a snippet of it. I haven't seen the script. I haven't talked to it.
Right.
You know. Well, as it progresses and they get onto filming, I'll, get some more information for you and let you know what.
So do you know if this is going to be a cartoon or another one of the animated ones that they just did?
It's going to be another one of the animated ones that they just did, like the one that Beyonce was a part of. We're talking about The Lion King.
Got you. Okay.
Well, shout out to our girl, actress Gabrielle Union. As you know, she's been having beef with Simon Cowell, the whole NBA settlement from the show America's Got Talent, because she had allegations of racism and sexism against them. And then she was also threatened by a former NBC executive, entertainment chairman Paul Telegi, and in an attempt to prevent her from filing the lawsuit against the company over the discrimination claim. So, of course, she was told that her hairstyles were too black. She was being labeled as difficult after the producers asking producers like Simon Cowell not to smoke indoors, and that was being ignored by producers and stuff. So she filed a discrimination complaint with California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing back in June, alleging she was unfairly ousted as a judge, and they came to a settlement. Of course, those terms are never exposed, but hopefully she finds that she has some victory in all of that. But at least people have been exposed to what it is.
Yeah.
I'm really excited, you guys. We got a guest that's going to be coming up this week and in the next couple of weeks. Our guy, Flex Alexander, is going to be one of our guests, and that's because his show, One-on-One, is going to be one of the shows being brought back to Netflix with Kyla Pratt. So October 15th, you're going to be able to see all 5 seasons, and I'm so happy, so proud, and we got to chop it up with him. And, Flex is letting it all hang out. He's talking about politics, Rihanna, what's happening with the DJ stuff and COVID and on the Instagram and, between D Nice and all of that other stuff. But glad to have him. So you guys make sure you stay tuned. And that is your entertainment news for this week, y'all.
There it is, ladies and gents. Please comment below. Let us know your thoughts. Also, subscribe. Click on the bell. Please give us the thumbs up, man. Give us that thumbs up. Let us know that you like the show and share it for us, please. Once again, we're on all podcast platforms, Apple, Google, Spotify, Anchor, and on YouTube, all right? That is J. Tasha. That's Ron C., K. Stephanie, and your girl, Big Lez. I'm Bigg Pwee for the Spin Room. You guys have a good Monday and enjoy your day, all right? Peace.
Yeah, you are now live